We now look at the EMBonds RFQ process from the perspective of a responder. There are some settings to consider before any RFQ even starts. First, ensure you have set your RFQ interests. To receive an RFQ, you must have made yourself personally open to receiving RFQs on the relevant bond. Do this by going to your settings page and clicking on the RFQ Interest tab. Select the market segments you are interested in receiving RFQs for, or all market segments if you wish to receive RFQs for all bonds on the platform. If it's just specific bonds you're interested in, instead go to the Bond List tab. In this case, you can specify whether you want to receive just those RFQs looking to buy or just those looking to sell, or both by ticking the circles next to the relevant bonds. Having an order in the EMBonds Central Limit Order Book or an indication on the EMBonds Bulletin Board will also mean you're open to receiving RFQs on that bond. As a result of you making yourself personally open to receiving RFQs, your institution will be on the list of available responders when an initiator comes to start an RFQ. Your institution's name won't be there, just its type, bank or fund. Next, set your anonymity preferences. You will never know the name of the sending party when you receive an RFQ, just their type, but names may be given up after a trade. As a responder, it will be your anonymity setting that will determine whether or not this happens. Set this on your settings page under Anonymity Override, and this may be set differently for different markets, and also may be set differently depending on the type of the initiator. You may want trades with funds to be name give up, but trades with banks to be anonymous, for example. Onto the RFQ itself. Receiving an RFQ, you will be notified with a flashing notification, a pop-up, and additionally a sound if you have activated audible notifications on the settings page. As mentioned earlier, the pop-up shows the initiator's type, not their identity. You will see the bond, the size, and the side, whether they're asking for a bid, an ask, or a two-way quote. You will also see how many responders the RFQ has been sent to. The other thing to note is that when you receive an RFQ, in addition to the initiator's type, it will also be displayed whether or not they are one of your star clients. You can assign stars by opting into star assignment and choosing from a list of the other EMBonds platform users who have opted in. Contact an EMBonds representative to opt into star assignment. Clicking on any of the notifications or going directly to the RFQ In tab, you will see the RFQ. If you do not want to provide a response to the RFQ, you can ignore it or click on Reject. To fully reject on behalf of your institution, click Reject again, in which case the initiator will be made aware that you have rejected the RFQ. If instead you just want to remove it from your personal view, click on the trash can icon. If one of your colleagues actions the RFQ before you, either rejecting it or responding to it, you will be notified and no longer be part of the process. To provide a quote, enter your levels. These will be pre-populated if you had orders in the Central Limit Order Book or indications on the bulletin board. On clicking Submit, the levels will be presented to the initiator straight away. The quotes are firm and executable at this stage. For the next short period of time, known as the minimum frequency, shown counting down, you will not be able to update or go subject on your quotes. This gives the initiator a chance to accept your quote if they wish. After this time, your quotes will still be firm, but you may update them or go subject if you wish. Going subject, that is, making your quotes indicative, will mean they are no longer tradable, but you may still subsequently receive a tradable counter in response. Your prevailing quote will always be displayed to you, changing if and when you make an update. You will be notified if the initiator cancels the RFQ or trades with someone else. If they trade with someone else and you provided the best quote that didn't trade, you will be told that you are the cover. If they accept your quote, you will be notified. In each case, this will be the end of the RFQ process. The initiator may instead send you a counter. This will be executable for at least the countdown shown and may be revoked or made subject after that. To accept, click on the price and then confirm. In this first counter step, the size may be different to that originally requested. If it is, as a safety measure, you will need to acknowledge this. Otherwise, you may reject the counter, which will end the RFQ from your perspective, or you may counter back, either changing your price or repeating your last quote. If you do so, this may be accepted, rejected, countered back, and so on. Unlimited counter steps may be followed within the RFQ period until either you or the initiator accept a quote of the other party, or either of you abandon the negotiation. Should the end of the RFQ period be reached without the initiator trading with anyone, you will be notified.